Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Big Sports Lowdown. I am Big Low, and this good-looking, handsome fellow to my right, that's my boy Mark Miller. Man, I think one day we were like arch enemies or something like that, but we met at a Seahawks game, and just kind of reminds me of my brother I never had. Mark, what's happening, buddy?
Pretty good. How you doing, baby?
Oh, you know me, man. I think I put the fan in fantastic. Oh, boy. Lots of sports news going on in the world. Lots of things happening. Mark is a new daddy. New daddy. Can you believe that? I mean, the guy's what, 20-something? He's new dad. He's actually 34, but, I thought I'd make him sound a little younger than he is. Everybody argues with me. They say, there's no way you're 46 years old. But yes, I am. I am 46, and I'm kidless. I don't want any kids. Love kids, but when I coach, I think I get enough kids of my own, or of their own. But thought I'd bring Mark in today. We often argue on different subjects. One subject we argue on is definitely quarterbacks. But we're going to put that off for a little while. You want to call the show today? Bring up your own topic? We're down with that. I got a buddy out there named Todd. I think he might want to talk a little hockey today, because hockey is a huge subject right now. The NHL has canceled. Yes, not only canceled preseason, they've now canceled the first 2 weeks of the regular season. So they put off games till after October 26th. Well, what happens if suddenly they have a Golden Tate miracle? Touchdown Seahawks! Or would that be touchdown NHL? Heck, I don't even know. But what if? I mean, Golden Tate caused a huge miracle in the NFL. The replacement officials are, history, gone, see you later. And now the referees are back. But if the NHL has some kind of Golden Tate miracle, what's going to happen? They've already put off these games till the 26th. But how do you come off of a lockout or a strike or any of that crud and just throw yourself into a season? It can't be done. So there's lots to talk about today. But first things first, Mark, Fearless Felix Baumgartner. This dude has got to have balls the size of, the earth? This dude is nuts. This guy is going 23 miles up in the sky in a balloon. I don't know if it's really a balloon or what it is, but I tell you, it's going 23 feet up, or 23 miles up. And this crazy son of a gun is going to jump out and free fall. Apparently, this thing's going to last, his fall's going to last 15 to 20 minutes. Mark, are you dumb enough to jump from a balloon or whatever the heck contraption he's going to jump from and free fall for that long?
I don't know anybody is that dumb, actually. This guy has already apparently jumped from 96,640 feet once in his life. Took 3 minutes and 48 seconds to hit the ground, actually.
This is 15 to 20 minutes, though. We're talking, he's hoping to reach speeds of 690 miles an hour.
He's gotten to 536 also, so that's
160 miles an hour more.
It's literally, he's going supersonic. He's going to break the sound.
I mean, is he going to send it? Yeah, is he going to set off a sonic boom? Or are they going to send Obama airplanes after him and shoot him down?
The funniest thing is I'm reading his biography and whatnot, and the funniest thing I could find is the guy doesn't have a wife or a family. Basically, there's no listing of anybody. You have to be single and untied to do that. I mean, you and a little psychotic on top of that.
Amen for that.
There's no way you're going to do this if you're mentally stable.
So I mean, this guy is apparently loaded with dough. Red Bull is footing the bill for everything. So you can go to FelixBaumgartner.com and watch this thing as it happens live on Monday. The other day, I'm watching CNN or MSNBC. I'm watching MSNBC, and I'm sitting there, and they're showing this car chase that's going on. So the car pulls off the road and goes down this little grassy knoll area. Dude, gets out of the car, looks totally spazzed out. I mean, just looks like he's in, dementia world or something. He's like running, and all of a sudden he falls, and he gets back up, and he runs a little more, and kind of looks around, and runs over this little grassy but not grassy area that's like got dirt in it, and he's standing in the dirt, and he turns his back. The helicopter's shooting this whole thing live, mind you. All of a sudden you see the dude like cock the gun, puts it to his head, boom! Down goes Frazier. Down on the ground, I mean, live. The commentator, or the newscaster, this guy's just like, get it off, get it off, get off, get off, get off, get off. I mean, he just freaks out and then comes back with a huge apology. Crazy. Check it out on YouTube. Car chase suicide.
It was in Phoenix. Yeah, I'd seen that. I was unbelievable.
Did you see it live?
I did not see it live, but I saw the actual
I've never
recording
seen,
of. Oh wow!
I've never seen anything like it.
He dropped like a sack. He was standing straight up and
man.
just. It was kind of like, did he just do what I think he did?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to call the show? 646-716-4481. We need callers today because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, we'll talk about the suicide thing. We'll talk about this crazy Felix Baumgartner. Oh, excuse me. Fearless Felix Baumgartner. I say crazy. I mean, come on. Fearless? Well, I guess you'd have to be to do something like that. Holy crap. But we got NHL to talk about. We got NBA to talk about even. I mean, you know, basketball season's coming. It's getting close. Holy smokes.
Last season without a team in Seattle.
Oh, let's hope so.
Last season without a team.
Please, God, please.
Next year.
I sure hope you're right, man. You know, what's it been like for you, Mark? I mean, for me, you know me. I got a crazy action figure based on the Supersonics. Supersonics green and gold. For me, it's been dismal. I loved it.
Which is crazy. I saw your action figure at a mall in Butte, Montana one time.
Hey, there we go.
I started laughing.
Yeah, Podunk Butte, Montana.
Exactly.
Oh,
unbelievable.
Man. What's it been like for you?
You know, I miss it after football season ends. I mean, we don't have hockey in this town. I mean, I could go up to Vancouver, but that's a hassle. I mean, Thunderbirds are fun, but...
They don't like me in Canada either.
I would take basketball any day just because I loved going to Sonic games in the wintertime. I do miss. That's the one thing about Chris Hansen's arena I'm gonna miss is the going around the Key Arena area. I mean, going to, you know, at a blowout, my friend and I would always like sit there in a blowout. We were the bad fans. We were the LA type fans. We'd leave. We'd leave early if it came down to
No.
Sometimes.
My buddy Mark Miller?
Sometimes.
Oh my God, you're killing me.
Not often, baby, not often. But you know, the old thing was, you know, Dick's Deluxe afterward.
Oh, you got to go to Dick's, man. That's a given.
That's the one thing that's gonna suck about Chris Hansen's arena. They got to build a Dick's near there, man. It's got to be.
But his plan is to put like tons of little shopping spots down there, and there's gonna be good little eateries and. You know, who knows? I mean, I don't think Dick's will put a spot in there, but maybe a Five Guys or, you know, maybe we'll get one of those bigger name Fat Burger franchises or, you know, Fat Burger. Did I say fat? Holy smokes. There's going to be a lot of cool places down there.
Oh, yeah.
Chris has got such an incredible plan. For him to say to me the other day, he's like, Big Low, we got a spot that's going to be perfect for you and getting the crowd involved in the games, and that's an honor. I mean, for Chris Hansen to say something like that to me, I mean, I'm totally blessed by that fact. The other night, I'm at the Mariners game, and I get this text. It's like top of the 9th inning. We're getting ready to do or die, you know, kind of thing against the Angels, and I get a text. I'm looking at this thing. Just saw you on TV. Wanted to say hello. Sean Kemp. Get this text from Kempy saying, you know, what's up, Big Low? So I asked him if he was at his bar. And if you haven't been to Lower Queen Anne, go check out Lower Queen Anne. Go to Oscar's. That's Sean Kemp's bar. Sean's there quite a bit. So if you want to go, you know, say hey to the Rain Man, go check out his bar. And his food there is amazing. They got great salads. I mean, good Lord. I ordered just a house salad. That second thing, I mean, I kid you not, the plate's that big. Then it's like a little bowl action. Holy smokes, man. You can get filled up off a salad there. And it's cheap. But, you know, all the people there were getting hammered on the drinks, especially one dude, I think his name was Sean. Man, oh man, he was annoying the heck out of Sean, that's for sure. So Sean on Sean situation is like, man, oh man. But yeah, go check out Sean Kemp's Bar. It's an amazing place. You're going to the Madonna show or any show at the Key Arena. Too bad you're not going to the NBA at the Key Arena. But it could happen.
Could happen.
You never know.
Soon.
David Stern can drop his guard a little bit and say, we'll let basketball be played there for a couple years while this arena is being built. I love Key Arena.
It's a good
Oh,
venue.
man, it's a great venue. It's the most intimate in the NBA.
It has character.
Oh, God, yeah.
Any NBA arena has character.
But it just doesn't have that rich man value that David Stern wants. He wants 150 suites. And, that just makes me sick. I mean, is it always got to be about the almighty dollar?
You're
supposed to say yes.
It is. It's also the fact there's no way to build a hockey rink in there and have NHL quality. That's the one problem that was the problem with Key Arena the day it was built, and that will be the problem with Key Arena in 50 years when it's still sitting there doing whatever it's doing.
Oh man, that's a worrisome thought. We've got such a neat venue there. It's good for concerts. It's good for basketball. The hockey, you're right about that. Not good. You can't really do motorcycles in there. I mean, they could because they built that ramp that goes down. Yeah. So they could do motorcycle shows and stuff. I mean, they do it at the ShoWare Center. They have the ice racing at the ShoWare Center. That's phenomenal. Have you ever been to one of those?
What's funny is my fiance's brother used to do that, and her friends all do the ice racing on the go-karts. So yeah, they always go to that. I have not been myself, but yeah, I've heard.
Amazing!
It's
It's so fun and so fast. I love the fast action sports. Totally love the fast action. That's why I'm looking forward to watching live Fearless Felix on Monday. FelixBaumgartner.com. You got to check this out. I mean, who knows? It's live TV. Well, it's live webcast. Because I'm live TV, but actually I'm live webcast. But man, oh man, FelixBaumgartner.com on Monday. I'm not sure of the time, so that's something you'll have to find out. But it's going to be live. This dude's going to jump from this thing, free fall for 15 to 20 minutes, reaching speeds of up to 690 miles an hour. Holy crap. What if his blood begins to boil inside that suit? I mean, is he going to implode or is he going to explode?
Well, the thing that I'm wondering is, what's it going to be like when it comes to? I mean, if you dive a certain amount and come up for air really fast, you can get an embolism from that. You know what I mean? What's it going to be like? What's it going to be like falling from 23? You're falling from the edge of space, literally. I mean, at the speed of sound. That a human body's never done that.
Where the hell is he
before.
supposed to land?
Exactly.
See, that's something I haven't even seen yet. Where's he going to land? Is he going to do a water landing? You brought up something earlier that really caught me, and that's that was it the Challenger, the Space Shuttle Challenger,
yes.
when it exploded, that this is like one of those conspiracy theory things that we never really heard about, and you told me that they actually hit the water and that's what killed them.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, actually. Lo and I were, and it comes back. It was like there was a government report after the Challenger went down that all the people that were in the crew cabin didn't die from the actual explosion. The arc of the rocket sent it up. It was like 2,000 feet higher before it started descending and free falling into the ocean. So the crew cabin actually was intact when it hit the ocean, and all the people died from that, which is like, I mean, it's eerie to hear about. It's weird to hear about, but I mean, they've gotten to the edge of space and like lived, but this guy is crazy. Seriously, I mean, he's doing this in a spacesuit by himself. Gonna break the sound, but a human body's not supposed to go through that. You know what I mean? A human body's not built to do that.
Oh man, I'm in fear for the guy myself. I mean, that's just too much. I was reading things about what his doctors were saying and stuff, but this guy's his physical attributes, he's totally ready for this. I mean, he's done prior jumps.
He was in the Austrian army apparently. So this guy's got a military background. I mean, if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be a military type background person, obviously.
Good Lord, that's just crazy. Hey, if you're out there, you're bored, call the show. I mean, we'll talk to anybody. I don't care if Mitt Romney calls in. We'll talk to him too. 646-716-4481 is the number. Mitt, you're trying to kill Big Bird. I'm not a big fan of you right now because I love Big Bird. I love Elmo. I love Oscar the Grouch. And I especially love that Cookie Monster. So, hey, call the show. 646-716-4481. We got to hear from you. There's lots to talk about in the sports world today. I know I got at least 10 viewers out there right now. Maybe 12. Oh, 13. It's up 14, 15, 20. We're rising. Come on, call the show. 646-716-4481. Let's talk about anything you want to talk about in the sports world.
Hey, I got haters out there. Come on, give me a call.
Yeah.
Even the haters, come on, bring it on.
We love the haters. That's part of life. Hatred. It's an evil word. Hate. It's an eviler word. Is eviler even a word?
I don't think so, but hey.
Eviler.
It works. It works.
Oh, we get it from all angles, let me tell you. The other night I'm sitting there at the old Mariners game, and I tweeted a nice little picture from the dugout seat that I had, sitting right on top of the dugout in the front row. And this guy, God, what's his name? Oh, this is going to bug me, so I got to look it up on the old Twitter line here. But this dude, he just freaking chastises me because I'm at a Mariners game. I'm like, dude, are you serious? And he just keeps going on and just C-Dub 88. So, let's see, his, good God, he must have tweeted a good 25 times. This was insane. Big Low. Good Lord, I didn't even realize he tweeted me that many times. Holy smokes. God, maybe this is him. Colin, it's a Chris. Does his last name start with a dub? Who knows? But check this out. He sends me a tweet saying, Big Low, still supporting the embarrassments even though they crapped on the fans. I censored that, by the way. And I sent him a nice little message back saying, yeah, dude, I love the Mariners. What's wrong with it? Blah, blah, blah. And he just continues to chastise me. Wow, calm down, buddy. I just find it interesting when the people of Seattle are trying to get something done for Seattle sports fans. The M's, who have a publicly funded palace of a stadium, stand in the way of fans trying to get them back. And you supporting the M's? It would be like one of the refs had crossed the picket line. But I guess the M's are such a great team and franchise, it's hard not to still support them. Are you serious, dude? I guarantee in a couple years when the Mariners are going to a World Series, C-Dub 88, this dude is going to be one of those fans in the stands, and he goes on and on and on, and I'm not going to go into it because I got a couple callers. And one of them is one of my favorite people on the planet, but I got to hold off on him because Chris was first. Chris, line one, what's happening, brother?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Oh, I guess, I got to put on some headphones to hear you. What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's up, bro?
How's the Geeks Riot?
All things are good, funny.
T-shirt production is good?
Yeah, we're
You guys selling any shirts?
all slowly just shut from the business.
I don't know how the reception is in there for you guys, but
I'm having a really bad time hearing him.
man, this is rough. And this is my buddy Chris from Geeks Riot Apparel. Hey, give us a website to go to, Chris.
It's slowly building. It's a process.
Okay, I didn't hear that one at all, fellas. Blog Talk Radio is pretty tough sometimes. These guys, I don't know what the deal is with their reception or their sound, but sometimes it's just terrible. I don't know how the viewers are listening. If you got my text number for my cell, somebody out there give me a call and tell me how the sound is for our callers, because we want to know if you can hear them, because Lord knows we can hardly
We're
hear
having
them.
a hard time hearing him, yeah.
But so Chris, how about a website?
Yeah, geeksriot.com.
Geeksriot.com. That's GEEKS.
Yep.
Riot, RIOT.com. At least we can hear you a little better now. That's a little better.
Oh, that's good.
So Chris, what do you think about this whole The King County Council's getting ready to vote. I don't know. We haven't heard anything yet on the vote, and that's frustrating because it was supposed to be done by now. But how do you feel about that? I mean, I know you're a huge Sonics fan, so are you excited?
Oh, you know, yeah, I need that song in between the minor seasons, and they just winning the dog.
Well, we got the Sounders, which is good. I mean, but, you know, and this is going to bring hockey as well, so... Yeah, I just got a text from my buddy Todd Derringer saying the sound is very bad, and that's not good, especially when you want callers to call in. So we're going to have to address this problem with the old Blog Talk Radio people. But, Chris, anything on your mind?
Well, I'm kind of excited about that guy you were talking about doing that jump. Let's see if he wants to come, then I'm going with him.
Say that again?
The guy you were talking about jumping?
Right. Fearless
I
Felix.
want to see if I do a tandem jump so I can go with him.
You want to go with him?
Yeah.
Chris, I've always thought you were a little bit crazy. Okay, I got to explain something here. Chris Napper, he's a good buddy of mine. He's confined to a wheelchair. And Chris is a fearless guy himself. But now Chris Napper wants to take his wheelchair up with Fearless Felix Baumgartner and jump with the guy from 23 feet. I think they could probably make a special suit for a wheelchair as well, couldn't they?
Sure they could.
I mean, you're a computer nerd, Mark. You know, you know England well. Oh, man.
Hey, you
I'm trying to do bungee jumping at work there.
Oh, man. Chris, you're crazy. Let me tell you, you are crazy. So, Chris, I got a caller online, too, so I'm going to jump to him if you don't have anything else on your mind as far as, you know, I mean, we got lots of stuff coming up, but, you know.
All right, man. Well, good talk to you.
Always good to give your apparel company a little plug, man, because we know we love your shirt.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate
You
it.
got it. He is the original creator of the Big Sports Lowdown T-shirts.
Peace
And
out,
you
Chris.
can get those at imhogear.com. So, caller on line 2. Commando Dave! What's up, Commando?
What's going on, Big Low?
Well, at least we can hear you a little bit better than Chris.
Yeah, I was having a hard time hearing Chris myself.
Oh, man. You sound a little more clear than Chris was, so that's a good thing.
I thought Chris might have been calling with a cannon string, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he could be 23 miles up in the air, too, because that kid is fearless, man. Let me tell you. He's nuts.
Now I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, no way. Can you hear me now? Uh-oh. Did we lose Dave?
I'm still here, but I couldn't hear you at first. Who's that with you there, man?
That's my buddy Mark Miller. He's a big sports fan in town. I find him everywhere. I mean, I see him on all kinds of different blog sites, and he's beating up people all the time when people talk bad about different Seattle things. He's a big Mark Flynn fan.
What's up, Mark?
I'm a big
How's it
Russell
going,
Wilson
Dave?
fan. So we're going to get
Mark
into
A.
it.
Miller?
That would be moi.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the Expo fan.
Oh, yeah. Les News Amours Expos. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I saw you on there today. Commando Dave, yep. I know who you're talking. I know who I'm talking to, yeah.
Commando Dave, he's been around forever. Love doing things for his shows and with his shows. Dave's been around for quite a while. He's always on the John Clayton Show. Always. And, Dave, are you still on the east side?
I am.
Man, sure miss your face, dude.
Yeah, I miss being over there with all the Husky and Seahawk fans myself, but always good seeing you in the end zone, man, on the Seahawk games. I'll tell you
Nice.
that, Big Low.
Well, I tell you, man, it's always fun seeing
Holding
you
it
when
down.
you're over here. What's on your mind today, buddy?
Well, just wanted to call in, just give you a quick shout out, say hi, because you were saying, hey, you know, you got haters, which I don't believe, and I said, man, if that guy's waiting for some haters to call, let me dial his phone right now, because I'm a Big Low lover. Nobody loves Big Low like I love Big Low. Let me call this phone right now.
He was saying I have haters, man.
Oh, man.
Bigelow don't have haters.
I
Nobody,
don't
nobody
know.
hates Bigelow.
If you know that C-Dub88 dude, man, on Twitter, good Lord, this dude was just chastising me the other day. Just ripping me a new butt. It was crazy. I've never had somebody just going off. I mean, there's good 20, 30 tweets here. And he's saying he'll never be a fan of that organization, the way they've treated Chris Hansen. And he says, let's see, poorly run company, period. They only care about money. Then he says, Bigelow, a ticket bought for the M's is a vote against the arena. Can you believe that crap? That's unbelievable. How is it a vote against the arena?
You know, that's
well,
some people's ideas. This is the first year,
politics ago, yep.
This is the first year I have not gone to a Major League Baseball game in my whole
No
life.
way.
34 years I did not. First year ever.
Wow.
Stuff got in the way. You know, a lot of it toward the end
You had a kid.
True. Toward the end, though, a lot of it did have to do with that arena.
No kidding.
I was really.
Well, I'm really upset
pissed
with what they did. I mean, it's like one of your buddies cock blocking you with a girl.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
I don't know how many times this fat guy's had that problem with buddies that are, little skinny, good-looking guys, and all of a sudden, you're getting talking to this beautiful woman, and she's buddy with you, and then all of a sudden your little skinny buddy comes in, and boom, she's gone, and the fat guy loses again. I mean, come on.
So you're saying Seattle's like the fat guy and the Mariners are the one like screwing it?
I like that idea.
Yeah, but looking at your page, looking at the chicks that you were with at the casino, you don't have that problem, Bigelow.
Oh man, those were some pretty girls that night. That was a lot.
I saw a babe up in your arm.
Those are the girls from. Let's see, which. We get so many different ring girls, but they're from. Oh crud! One of the bikini barista places out in Puyallup. Foxy Lady Espresso. That's where they're from. And Melissa that comes in here from The Mist, Melissa Bernasconi, she's one of those Foxy Lady Espresso girls. And these girls, people resent the fact that they're working these stands, and people complain and moan and groan about the bikini girls. You know what? It's so crazy that they're not doing anything wrong. They're just in less clothing than most of the baristas in the town. So
except the ones in Snohomish County, the basketball chicks, as they
really.
You didn't hear about that?
No.
They were wadding up dollar bills and throwing them in their panties like basketballs from in the window. They called it playing basketball.
He shoots, he scores.
Hey, well, 3 points, baby. 3 points.
It's not as if they're running brothels out of these things.
Exactly.
If they were, I guess we'd change our name to, Las Vegas? That ain't happening. No way. We got too many prudes here.
You ever seen the movie Idiocracy? You know what Starbucks is in the future, right?
Oh, the kid's got a point there.
So there you go.
Oh, man. Dave, what do you think of this NHL thing? Are you aware that they've canceled the first 2 weeks of the season now?
Oh, the lockout.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really tripping about that because now this is like the second lockout, man, in just a few years.
Right.
And you mentioned a little while ago that I've been around for a while. I launched WeTheFans.com, the official sports fan union, back in 1999 in the midst of the NBA lockout. And so, lockouts, strikes, holdouts, all those types of things, I'm completely against, really motivated by the strike of the 1994 World Series, or I should say the cancellation of the World Series because of that strike. So, I really don't like it because, it's not fair to the fans, of course, but really in this particular instance, it doesn't, the NHL doesn't seem to have a good grasp on their lack of power in terms of their importance in the sports world. I mean, we saw this lockout with the NFL players. That thing got resolved because, that was going to be chaos. We saw the chaos that was created as a result of the referees lockout. Had to get those guys back. But the NHL, man, for some reason, they seem like they just don't get it. And if I was an NHL, big NHL fan, I would just be up in arms about it.
Oh yeah, well it's like this whole referee issue. I mean, for my point of view, the whole referee issue, we should have gotten some kind of a discount on those first couple games, because why are we paying full price for replacement? It'd be like McDonald's substituting chork, which is not quite chicken, not quite pork, for a burger, a beef burger. And why do we have to pay full price for a poor quality?
They already do that, though, at McDonald's. They're called the McRib. They'll be out in about a month.
Chomp.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Interesting thing, though, about the referees that were locked out. They were on Real Sports, yes. Did you see the...
I didn't see the...
Oh, no, excuse me. Inside the NFL yesterday. They were on the latest episode of Inside the NFL from last week.
Oh, yeah?
They were on last night, and they actually had the guy from the Seattle game, and they had the guy who did the opening game, Dallas and the Giants. They had both of those head referees
Two
there.
terrible games.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
I
mean, good game for us for Seattle and
Yes.
Green Bay, but, if you look at both sides of the ball, the Q13 shot said it all. That was a touchdown. Golden and him did have simultaneous possession. Golden's feet touched first. The ball came down in Golden's chest. They both had their hands on the ball. Simultaneous possession by rule goes to the offensive team. But...
he was actually saying he would have given it, if he made the call,
right.
he would have said, he said it was an interception, but upstairs he was overruled by the replay official. Get this, Phil Luckett.
Oh, my God.
Was the NFL official supervisor of those referees that day on the field on Monday Night Football. So basically, 1998 to this year, payback finally arrives.
God, that's amazing. Amazing. But
you're the biggest sports fan in Seattle, Big Low, biggest Seahawks fan I know. So, of course, all you could see was a reception and a touchdown. But, I'm a Seahawks fan also, but I'm all as well as a former DB. So
right.
I saw a pick. Every time I see it, all I see is an interception. But as a Seahawks fan, I'm going to take the touchdown and the win.
Have you seen the
Q13 go to my
footage?
Facebook page, man. I put the sports science. I don't know if you saw the sports science
Yes,
deal on there.
I did.
Huh?
I did, and it made sense, but when I saw the Q13 actual footage that the photographer got from right there, I mean, they broke it down in ultra slow motion, and it was plain as day. It was plain as day.
I was shocked hearing those the replacement officials though last night. Some of the things they had said though. One of them was actually Collinsworth was shocked. It was the comment about the deep officials. The back judge and the line judge near the end zone. They're instructed by the league, hush hush. They actually said it on there. The scab refs did that they're not supposed to call pass interference on any Hail Marys. So that pass interference crap is like that. I mean, I've never seen it called. It hasn't been called. I've never seen it happen. I mean, so that argument's gone right there. They were told literally by the National Football League, do not call pass interference on a Hail Mary.
And I do agree that Golden pushed that man pretty good.
Well, the real shame about that game, or I should say the real shame about winning that game, is that they've, dropped 2 division games.
Right. Yeah.
And I would flip-flop that game for a win against the Rams. I would flip-flop that Dallas win for a
win against the Cardinals.
Against the Cardinals. Of course, we got the Thursday night game with both
coming up. Both of them playing.
But the downside of both of those big wins outside of the division is that they're 0-2 in the division, and we know how this league goes, man. You have to win your division game. So, it's too bad that all of the hoopla over that, pick, interception, or reception, touchdown, whatever, however way someone sees it, is that they were not able to follow that win up outside of the division with a win against the Rams the following game. And so that's the real downside for that Green Bay game. And here they go on the road with another out-of-division game. Of course, you want to keep winning, and so hopefully they're going to get back on track and
Right.
do that this weekend. Same thing with the Huskies going down, playing Oregon.
Big game.
Hopefully they're going to be able to, hang in there, and, come out of there with a victory as well.
You a Coug, Mark?
I am a Coug.
Mark is a
That
Coug.
is correct.
I'm a both. I got the Cougs and I got the dogs, so
Right.
I live here. So I kind of like both of them. I live in Washington. That way I don't get in any trouble. My dear
understand.
friend, Miss Tony Peckham, she would kick my butt if I wasn't both. Oh, well, Dave, man, you got to call more often. I'd love to hear from you more. Mark's got something to say.
Quarterback, who do you want, Flynn or Wilson?
Ooh.
Who's your guy?
My guy is Pete Carroll's guy.
There we go. See, that's me.
That's a good answer.
I'm supporting whoever
I'll
Pete's
take
putting
that.
out there.
Yeah, because, when Pete Carroll came onto the scene, I wasn't a real big fan of Pete Carroll coaching the Seattle Seahawks, particularly after Jim Moore got fired. I thought that the Seahawks pretty much hired the exact same guy, but Coach Carroll kept impressing me. Every time he cut a USC Trojan, I got, close more and more onto the bandwagon, all the roster moves they made and whatnot. He
Good
just
point.
really convinced me that he's the coach for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm completely on board, completely behind Coach Carroll, and if Coach Carroll brings a guy out that's gone from Green Bay, pays him $5 million as a free agent, 6 weeks later drafts the guy, and then winds up beating him out in the preseason, I just have to go with that. And so the thing about Russell Wilson, he had this team in position to win both of those
Yes, he
games
did. He did.
that they lost, and that's really all you can really hope for. And so as far as backup quarterbacks go, I like that we have a guy that can be on the sideline, chomping at the bit to get in, and when he gets in, start tearing it up. But for now, I'm with Russell Wilson.
Right on.
Good
Dave,
call, Dave. Take it easy, man.
Thanks for calling, bro. How about
Talking to you guys below you, my man, Mark A.
Hey.
Good talking to you, buddy, and good seeing you on the screen. I'll be talking to you guys soon.
Thanks,
Peace
Dave.
out, man. Later,
Thanks a
man.
bunch. All right, see you, buddy. Commando Dave, one of my favorite people on the planet. Great guy.
Great
Man,
call.
Just, always full of information. And he's always hitting the nail on the head. And that's just one of the things I really love about the guy. Hey, it's 4:38 right now. We're going to run a clip from a golf tournament that I actually had the honor and privilege of participating in. The Greater Trinity Golf Classic takes place once a year. Some incredible people there. I had the privilege and honor of interviewing some pretty incredible people, Steve Largent being one of them. So, check out a clip.
So we're out here today at the beautiful White Horse Golf Course, just north of Suquamish, Washington. Neat little Indian town, an amazing time. A lot of money raised for the kids at Greater Trinity Academy. And it's great to be a part of things like this because you get to hang with a lot of cool people, you get to meet a lot of cool people, and you get to talk to a lot of cool people. So we're going to talk to some people today and see if we can help you find some enjoyment.
Okay, the group I'm with today, these guys are so talented that they can all putt from all different angles and they can all sink the shot at once. Okay, so they almost sank the shot.
men's golf tournament for Greater Trinity Academy. What brings you out here?
Well, number one, Charlie Young, who was a good friend of mine and teammate and, just part of my family, part of his family. He invited me up to be a part of it and jumped at the chance because it's a chance to see him and a chance to see some of the other guys and just be up here and help and support this this wonderful foundation that this golf tournament supports. So, I don't get up here very often, but it's a beautiful place to come, and it didn't rain on us today. So I had a great time, and I just loved and hope to come back next year.
So a lot of people ask, Big Low, you got to ask the players what they're up to nowadays. What are you up to nowadays?
Well, I live in Southern California, married, got a couple kids, one granddaughter, and I do landscape construction and do a lot of mentoring of young kids and young men and women, and just try to give back as much as I possibly can and try to make a difference.
Well, it's a long ways to come out here to Seattle again, and do good things for the kids at Greater Trinity Academy. What does this mean to you?
Well, I come out here because of Kenny Easley, really. He invited me to come out to this year's tournament, and, I just think the world of that guy. And so if he's doing something, I want to be a part of it.
Well, I tell you, I know there's fans in Seattle. Think the world of you, Steve. And when can we expect to see you walking around the sidelines again sometime?
Well, I other than just being a guest, I'm not sure when. I still love to watch football. It's a big part of my history. I love the game. But, as far as getting back out on the field in any capacity, I don't see that coming.
Well, the 12th man is definitely anxious for this year. How about a prediction for this year's season?
I think they'll finish above 500, and they could be as good as 10-6 or 11-5. I think it'll just depend on how they play, particularly how they play in the first half of the season. I think if they get off to a good start, then the sky's the limit. But so we'll see.
You were an upstanding guy every year you played for the Hawks. What do you say to a guy like Marshawn Lynch? I mean, do you look down on him for what he did? People are really frustrated right now. I'm one of those guys that, God forgives, and so do I. So what's your feelings to a guy like that?
Well, I feel that way too, but I feel like that, if I were talking to him face to face, I would say, "You dummy, what are you doing?" I mean, you got the world by the tail, and everything's looking up for you, and you're doing stupid stuff like that. And particularly this close to the season, I don't understand. I don't get it, but I hope he can overcome that and come back and have a good year, and more importantly, get his life in order and start acting the way we expect people to act when they're prominent players in the community.
Okay, y'all, we're kind of going to cut it right there because this can go on and on. We got about 12 minutes of clip put together on that one. So if you want to see the rest of that video, just go to bigsportslowdown.com, and you can actually take the time and watch some of the content that's up there. There's plenty of it. There's little bubbles down at the bottom of the page. If you go to, Zan, what's the page called? Archives. If you go to Archives, you can scroll down to the bottom. There's little bubbles that say 1, 2, 3. Hopefully have 4, 5, and 6 here pretty soon. But lots of content there to check out. This being one of them. But what a great time. I mean, a great day. An incredible event for raising money for the kids of Greater Trinity. A wonderful school up there. Pastor Paul Stutz, an amazing man. puts all this together every year. Just a lot of fun, and what an honor to be part of that. I mean, you even saw me out there putting a little bit. Couldn't take the full swings because of this goofy shoulder of mine. Woo! Lots of fun, lots of fun. So we got a caller. This dude online, Insider Steve. Steve, line 1. What's going on, buddy?
How you doing today, Will?
I'm doing good, man. It's been quite a while. How the heck you been?
Oh, you know what? I can't complain, man. Just doing the sports radio and just living the dream, my friend.
Nice. So what's on your mind today?
Not much, man. I thought this would be the perfect time to jump on the air with Seattle's biggest sports fan and talk a little Seahawks football.
All right. Where are you on the fence, Wilson or Flynn?
To me, it doesn't necessarily really matter who the quarterback is, just considering it is a ball-controlled offense.
Right.
80% of the offense revolves through Marshawn Lynch, so I don't necessarily think it matters at this point. I will say, though, that Russell Wilson is going to have to do do a better job than what we saw in St. Louis if he does want to keep the starting position. But other than that, I would like to see him improve in third down situations as well as red zone situations. And if he does that, I don't necessarily think it matters if Russell Wilson's the starting quarterback.
Right, I agree totally. You know, Russell's one of those guys that he really does learn from his mistakes. I mean, this is a kid that throughout his college career, each year he progressively got better. I mean, he was on a full-on crescendo with his passer ratings, with his quarterback ratings, everything. This kid went from a 127 quarterback rating up to a 191 his senior year, and that's remarkable. That's called learning from your mistakes. And this is one kid that really focuses on game film. I know that they've sat him down a lot this week and said, look, here's where you screwed up here, here's where you screwed up there. Oh, by the way, here's where this receiver screwed up, because there was a lot of errors on the receiving core on Sunday. And it was a rough game for Russ because those passes were right in their hands. I mean, yeah, the Baldwin one was a little bit low, but that's a catchable ball. That's a ball that did touch Doug Baldwin's hands, and I love that guy. I love Doug Baldwin immensely because he's just such a cool cat, an incredible talent. But that ball slipped through his fingers, went into the defender's hands, and it was just like a Christmas gift, you know? You can't say no.
Mm-hmm. What about you? What fence do you are you a Russell Wilson type of guy, or are you a Matt Flynn type of guy?
Myself, I'm like Commando Dave just said. I'm whoever Pete Carroll puts in charge of the offense because that's my team. The team that's out on the field, that my coach has instructed to be out on that field, that's who I'm going to support. And I'm not going to falter from that. I love Russell Wilson. I don't say... I'm not one of those guys that's saying let's change the direction of this ship right now because, number one, Matt Flynn coming in, it's going to be a whole different chemistry. It's going to be a whole new ball of wax. You can't just take 4 games and just okay, let's just start over now because you're 4 games into the season. You've got to see which way this ball is going to roll. And right now, it's got to roll in Russell Wilson's favor. Pete Carroll's behind him 100%. I think we go into Carolina and we beat this team. When we beat this team, people are going to start changing their mood because Russell Wilson is going to learn. He is going to learn.
Do you find any concern with the way Darrell Bevel is calling some of these plays for Russell Wilson?
Oh yeah.
Specifically on third down situations, and especially in the red zone situation. And this gets back to the whole quarterback situation, whether or not it was different with Matt Flynn versus Russell Wilson. And I don't know, and it gets back to me again, not necessarily who the quarterback is, just how things might change between the different quarterbacks.
Right. Well, my feelings on that is a few years back, we had the same issue with Mike Holmgren. We had the same issue with Jim Mora. 3rd and 2, if we can't pound out 2 freaking yards, there's definitely something wrong with this. It's either in your offensive line, or it's in the way somebody's handing in the ball, or it's in the way of the ball carrier themselves. You can't just pinpoint it onto one thing. But my feelings on that is Bevel needs to make better play calling, needs to make better choices. It's like the fat guy that's got the choice between the Burger King Whopper and the McDonald's hamburger. Which one are you going to choose if you're trying to lose that weight? I'm going to choose the hamburger because nowadays I'm watching what I eat because I don't want to be back in the hospital like I was a month and a half ago with some stupid leg infection from diabetes. So I'm going to make the smarter choice, the better decision, and slow down. So we'll see what Bevel does this weekend. Definitely.
Well, absolutely. Well, I do appreciate the time. Well, it's always good to talk to you about football. Who knows? Maybe I'll take you on the line next week this time.
Well, maybe we'll get you in here to co-host one of these days soon, huh?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Okay, anytime, buddy. I'd love to have you. Thanks for the call, Steve. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. You got the number anytime.
Okay, bud. Thanks. So there you have it. Another guy that's one of those guys that's just going to support the team, and I like that decision. Mark, on the other hand, I think he's a big Flynn guy. Mark, what's your take with Mr. Matt Flynn? Where are you at on the fence with him?
I've been a Flynn fanboy for a while now. I wanted this guy here.
Right.
I mean, a couple preseasons ago. I mean, I'd seen him, and I have actually a friend who his woman is basically his second cousin. Flynn's woman is my friend's second cousin. I've heard of him. I'd heard of him off and on since he's been at LSU. I'm not like. I'd heard about him. I didn't care.
Usually, any player that comes out of LSU is a stud. So.
I'm not a big SEC fan. I'm not a big SEC fan, so I didn't care. I don't watch college football that much.
Right.
I'd heard about him, seen him. I'll hear updates about him. Then saw some preseason games against us. Actually, I mean that one preseason game against us at Quest Field a few years ago.
Right.
I was like, wow, this guy's actually does have some talent. So I'm like, I'll watch him. That was the same year he carved up New England on Sunday Night Football and almost pulled out that game. Then last year, I was like the whole season, like, oh, I want to see Matt Flynn. I want to see Matt Flynn because Green Bay was just tearing it up. I was like, every game, like, hey, bring in the backup. Let's see what he can do.
Double check.
Exactly. Last game against Detroit, he basically, we didn't even turn on the Seahawks game at my house until that Green Bay-Detroit game had ended, that last game of the season. Because I wanted to see, just because that game was so good and how good Matt Flynn looked. And I was like, you know what? I want this guy in Seattle. When we signed him, I was like, we finally got our quarterback. This is the guy. This is Hasselbeck 2.0. This is the guy I've wanted to see forever. So I want the guy as our starting quarterback. I think he can get the ball out faster. I think he can check down and beat those blitzes that they're showing on fronts.
Right.
And I think he will look a lot better with the receivers. I really want Matt Flynn as a starting quarterback in Seattle Seahawks.
Well, if Russell
might get our chance soon.
If Russell doesn't have a good time this weekend, we could be seeing Matt.
This week really.
I
think if he does not put up a big day,
right.
I think we see Matt Flynn against New England again, which is ironic. Who was his first start at home at Quest Field? Which, excuse me, the clink. Old habits never die hard.
Hey, it's still Seahawks Stadium to me.
Exactly.
So. Hey, Heron, can we put up that picture, the graphic of the outfield at Safeco Field? Move the fences in. Are you for it? Are you against it? We're going to put up a graphic real quick and tell you a little bit about it. They're moving the fences in quite a bit in some places, not so much in others. The right field wall, they're not even doing anything with. So out there in the old Area 51, where little Miss Itchy Meter Amy sits down there, they're not moving anything. But my opinion, you still got to be able to hit a ball. And so Jack Z needs to do some big things this year. You were mentioning something I liked earlier. Bring in who?
B.J. Upton.
Yeah.
I mean, you move the fences into left and left center into the power alley. That ballpark would be tailor-made for B.J. Upton. I mean, you've got a guy who hits the ball in the gap. He can't hit the ball out of the ballpark to that area. You need a right-handed power hitter. I mean, it's become a joke now, the fact we haven't had a right-handed. I mean, even Adrian Beltre, when you brought him here, went from, 48 home runs down?
Oh, yeah. Richie Sexton.
Exactly. The ballpark had to be shrunk a little.
Yep.
I mean, some of the places are dramatic in the distances in the power alleys from what I'm looking at, but they're not that bad. I mean, it'll play neutral. It'll play fair to both pitchers and hitters, which is the strength is pitching. I mean, there's no doubt.
Well, on that note, we got some thank yous to make. Dermafex Tattoo, if you want a good tattoo, go out there in South Auburn. Dermafex Tattoo is the place to go. They'll mark you up just like me and make you a pretty face. Bleachers Pub, the best place to go watch sports. Bleachers Pub, fantastic. Up in Greenwood, on Greenwood Avenue. There's a lot of cool sponsors that we'd like to thank and take the time, but you got to get on board with the Big Sports Lowdown. Sponsorships are available. You want them? We got them. Hey, this is Big Low. This is my buddy Mark A. Miller, the man, the myth, the legend. And I'm telling you,
The notorious.
you, yes, you, have yourself a sports fantastic day. See ya.